Hello everybody and welcome back to the SOOP Duel series. SnOw versus Sacsri today. In a bit of an older series, we've got Troy as map number 7. Troy, I haven't seen that map for so very long. The map that really started the I think it's where it kind of started. It's the one I always think about when I think of the double assimilator blocking off your main base, or blocking off a pathway on a map. I believe that was the first place that we had it, at least in ASL, but I could be wrong about that. We have that map as our map number 7. I don't know if we're going to make it that far here today, guys. We got Sacsri bottom right, SnOw top bottom left, SnOw top right. This is kind of a mismatch in my mind. I feel like SnOw should be able to dominate this, but we'll see. Sacsri is a very strong Zerg macro player. He's starting us off here on Polypoid with cross-map positions. This is a gateway first from SnOw. If Sacsri holds this off and gets himself into a nice mid and late game, maybe there's a chance he can take things home, but I really feel like SnOw's going to punish him, push him to his absolute limits. With Zealot pressure and early game, Corsair, DT control, he is just one of my favorite players and so strong. I imagine he's going to be able to take this one here. Going to be blocking the third base for now. Zealot didn't get sent over here. Oh, he gets it down. Nicely done, Sacsri. Getting that third base started, and some lings have popped out now. Zealot hasn't been able to do anything as of yet, just kind of sitting around in the middle of the map. There's 2 zealots out there. He's maybe hoping that some drones will get made now, considering he hasn't been able to see these zealots just yet. Maybe he undermakes lings and these 2 zealots can actually get some good damage. They're going to come into the natural now. How many lings are being made? There's a lot of drones. Okay, there's the extra lings. You made the drones in the natural, as you do, to make sure that he gets the best, or the quickest possible rally to the mineral patches. Lings pop out in the main. He gets the surround on the ramp. Now going to push these zealots away. Can he get up into the main, though? Okay, not bad. SnOw going to get up here into the main base. Take a good look at everything. Right around the time where you want to be throwing down your lair, or at least starting that lair, or at least going for a Hydralisk Den. So, oh, can he get a drone here? Really good control. Wow, I'm impressed. I am truly impressed. That was some excellent drone control from Sacsri. Cleans up all the zealots. Another one moving over towards the center left, but it's going to be held back. SnOw not really getting much out of that. Sacsri really handled it with some class there. Hiding behind the mineral patches over here. SnOw going to continue along his upgrade path. He went for the cybernetics core at the front in order to keep that upgrade going. Wants to make sure he doesn't get punished. Lose his forge there early. Layer in the natural. So that's what he did. Sacsri killed the zealot in the main base and dropped the layer in the natural to try and hide his build just a little bit. I like it. Spreading out lings everywhere now and just looking around for that zealot. He hasn't been able to find it just yet, but he's looking everywhere. He is checking all the different locations on the map. I think this zealot may be able to get in, though. Oh, it's actually heading back home. He actually wants that for the wall. Bringing that zealot back home. It's going to get caught, I think, on the return path. Not sure if link speed kicking in. Okay, link speed has kicked in. Can he actually catch this? I think he will spot it here. There it is. He does spot that. But he's going for a run by? No, okay. Just going to back off for now. SnOw going around the map. Actually, he's going to go back and probably go towards the third base. Actually, has no idea that that's there. He definitely saw it on the mini-map if he was paying attention, but might not have been paying attention for that split second. Oh, it's going to start to move out now. Just do a little harassment here. As the Corsair comes in, that zealot will make its way into the third. That is some very annoying stuff for Sacsri to deal with. He's got a little SimCity wall set up now, but that zealot can just slip right on through. These drones are going to have to fight here. Not what they want to be doing right now. They'd much rather be chomping on some minerals. Second one goes down. Dude, this is so much damage. Oh, it's so frustrating. As a Zerg player, I definitely empathize. Does get the 2-on-1 there and finishes off that Zealot, but dude, losing 2 drones right now is so frustrating. There's 31 drones in total have been produced here for Sacsri. He's trying his best to defend these overlords, and SnOw really wants to get a kill on one of those, but more Hydras do pop out. Great surround on one of those Zealots, picking one of those off before it comes across the map. That's some good control from Sacsri. Sacsri's showing some really good control. Unfortunate that he missed that Zealot. Otherwise, he would have been playing almost perfect. Just about perfect play from Sacsri so far, aside from missing that one Zealot. And so I'm feeling a little bit optimistic about what Sacsri can bring here. Maybe he can bring us to a really good series. Maybe he can give us a really strong showing against SnOw today. I was a little bit worried, apprehensive at first, but the way he's playing today, he's definitely putting his best foot forward. DT on the map now. It's been spotted immediately by Sacsri, so he knows that this is coming. Can start, you know, a couple of extra overlords or whatever he needs to make sure that he has vision. Definitely want to start that overlord speed as well right away. Okay, he's already got it. So overlord speed is done. That DT will just turn around and start to head back home. Behind the mineral patches, looks like he's got a Spire coming up. So maybe Sacsri wants to go that Mutilus switch option. Try to snipe a bunch of Templar. Would be nice to bring that Dark Templar back home and make a Dark Archon. I've caught a lot of flack on some of my ASL casts for saying, oh, you should build a, this guy should build a Dark Templar. People saying, oh, he can't afford it. It's crazy to me that you would say, that anyone would say that you can't afford a Dark Archon after losing, you know, 8 Templar. Like, oh, he, you know, absolutely should have built the Dark Archon, all right? I know maybe it's not the best one, best to build it now, after, or sorry, not now, but after the fact. Maybe you can't afford to build it, but I'm talking about before all the Templar got sniped. You see the Spire, you know that there's an option for the switch, and we've only got one Corsair here. SnOw, is he gonna build a Dark Archon? I think that would be a good choice. I don't care what anybody in the comment section says, or in the live chat of ASL. Building a Dark Archon would definitely be a good idea here. SnOw not making any Corsairs. He's got one. It's so obvious that you would go for a Mutilus switch here. It is so clear. But Sacsri just gonna make lurkers. Oh, isn't that just typical? Just gonna make lurkers instead. We got a DT hitting this egg. And he's probably gonna kill the egg for free. Might have to cancel that. Sacsri just try to run away here with these with these Hydras. Oh, it's so close. It does get out. Burrow. Ooh, does get underground too. That'll slow things down a little bit here for SnOw. At least he won't be able to easily take a gas third base. He might have to take the mineral only third instead, which is exactly what Sacsri wants. He's not hoping to deny a base or anything with this. Oh, comes out and storms it. Don't need an observer when you've got some storms, so he's gonna come down and probably take this gas base now. This is a good attempt by Sacsri to just slow that down and try to deny it. But a probe will come down here shortly, I'm sure. Sacsri just making lurkers. That's so funny. There's like no anti-air here. There's no anti-air at all, but Sacsri is just making that Spire for Scourge. That's all he wants that Spire for. Definitely you need Scourge against Protoss to shut down drops and snipe observers and that sort of thing. It's a very good idea, but man, a big Mutilus switch would have been so nasty in a situation like this. You just make mass Hydra, and then come across, snipe all these Templar, and boom. overwhelm with Hydras. It's a pretty straightforward way to play. But Sacsri looks like he wants to go into a 5th base. Like, he's going to continue to macro really, really hard and go for a late game. Give us a really nice big game here on Polypoid, which I'm not opposed to. I'll happily cast a, 25-minute PVZ between these two. 30-minute, 35-minute PVZ. That'll be fun. If it makes it that far. We've already got the hive on the way, so a very quick hive here for Sacsri. He's just making sure he's got all the defenses necessary. Might want to transfer a few drones out of some of these bases. Get him over to that mineral only. He's at 54. That's enough for 4 bases. But you want to mineral smooth just a little bit better than this, I think. Sacsri going up to 60 workers. Probably all of those are going to be transferred over to the mineral only. Might lose a couple of overlords here, which is quite frustrating. You don't want to be losing overlords right now. Make a dodge on a bit of this storm damage and snipes the observer immediately. So the observer is gone. SnOw just cannot continue this push without the observer. And so he's going to turn, wait for another observer to meet up with his army. Try to come in at another angle. Sacsri, good vision everywhere. He's got overlords practically in all the different positions, covering everything. He's hitting his upgrades. Got the 1-1 done for SnOw. I'm sure he's going to have +2 finishing up here soon, whether that be armor or attack. It remains to be seen. Probably want to add some more forges here as well. To catch this one zealot over in the top center. Just keep denying that base. Make sure that SnOw doesn't get to a 5th base too quickly. It's okay to be 4 base to 4 base here as Sacsri while you're transitioning into Hive, but don't want to let him get too out of control. The SnOw can't let him get, for example, another one of these bases in top left or bottom right. Another quadrant of the map needs to be protected by Sacsri, so he's gearing up. He's getting a lot more units together. A lot of lurkers here. SnOw pushing in deeper and deeper. Sacsri not allowing him to get any storms that land on more than 1 or 2 lurkers. And so he's trying to grind him down a little bit here. Ling's coming in from the back, going after some Templar in the rally point. Nice job sniping one of those Templar. And Zealots are going to try and push up this ramp. Most of the Zealots are gone though. Storm on the ramp, pretty nasty. A lot of stuff getting baited into that. And SnOw making small incremental progress here, just fishing forward some of these units and trying to get some really nice storms. Can he continue this push though? He's getting closer and closer to that natural. Well, it's checking out the top right. He's trying to get up onto the high ground now. Sacsri can't allow that, so he's gonna have to respond with quite a bit of units. That's a pretty darn good storm there. He's obviously working somewhere else, trying to get some units down this ramp. Hydra's getting on top of Dragoons. Dragoon numbers starting to thin out a little bit. Crackling just finished up. Crackling being done is a big power spike for Sacsri, so he might actually be able to clean this up now. He's struggling a little bit to get all of his money spent. 1,700 minerals in the bank for SnOw, though. SnOw really struggling to get things going here. He was so focused on that attack, he didn't transfer his probes over to the 4th base either, so he's been mining on just 3 bases this whole time. Finally going to transfer those probes over. A little bit of lack of mineral smoothing on the side of SnOw as well. He might end up mining out of his main and natural way faster than he should, considering how fast he got that 4th base. SnOw still maneuvering around this, but not as many Dragoons here anymore. The Dragoon force has really been diminished. A lot of Lings here. He's ready to take this fight. Oh, running backwards through that storm. Loses all the Lings. But now Sacsri can start to send out little hit squads of Zealots everywhere, or Zerglings everywhere. Start to pick off these Zealots. We've got a base down in the bottom right-hand corner. It's actually not been revealed. SnOw has no idea that that base is there. Only +1 attack, so I think these Lings might have +1 armor. If that's the case, you're not going to be able to two-shot these Lings anymore. And so the Zealots are not going to be nearly as powerful. Oh, Ling's going to get up here. No Nexus being started, at least for the time being. There it is. Probe hiding over in that corner. Here comes that attack again. Tucking himself into this little tight area, and we've got Darkstorm out finally. At the 16-minute mark, Darkstorm is active. We may have Plague coming online here soon as well. You can see him gearing up for that potential, pulling the lurkers forward even further, pushing everything back. Lings are going to fight on this ramp. One Hydra left over, and these 3 Zealots will actually beat this. More Lings are being sent down to defend there. Nidus Canal on the way. He's not targeting that. He will go for it, though. Okay, these are actually Hydras making their way down to bottom right. He might be able to deny the Nidus Canal for now. He does deny the Nidus Canal. Lurkers pushing forward even further. Getting a few more great shots here on these Zealots. Lurker egg block on the ramp is going to hold back everything for the time being. Sacsri may be able to get this Nidus online, but he's got to act fast. He's got to act very, very quickly. The army is making its way down here. These Hydras are not in position to start hitting these Zealots. He's going to move them over now. 1,900, 2,000 minerals in the bank. Sacsri starting to look like one of my games, buddy. Got to spend that money. Lurkers morphing here, popping out. Need to spread out and burrow as soon as possible. Only 2 Lurkers managed to survive and pop out on this high ground. I think SnOw will break this. The storm is insane. 12 o'clock, though, under a lot of pressure. Lings running up here. 1 storm is going to do the job, though. Counterattack moving up towards the middle. SnOw, with most of his army down in bottom right, might have a bit of weakness here. Can he actually get in and kill one of these bases? Is really critical that Sacsri does it right here, right now. He's only got a few more seconds. He throws down a Darkstorm on this Nexus. Can he actually kill the Nexus? Targeting it down with the Lings is the right call, but the Storms are coming out, hitting a lot of this stuff. Lurker burrowing in the mineral line. He's going to kill a lot of probes here. Most likely, no. The probes mostly escape, and the Nexus manages to survive. SnOw has done it, man. He's had his cake and eaten it too. He's just barely managed to not only deny the base in bottom right from Sacsri, but also stop this desperate counterattack. Now, another base has been thrown up in top left, but it's so much later than this other one. It's going to take a lot longer to get that set up, and there's another opportunity for SnOw to go up there and deny that, while potentially sending units down to bottom right to go ahead and secure that base for himself. Filer gets sniped here. First plague of the game on SnOw's Dragoons. Gonna be softening them up a little bit. And so Sacsri setting up these lurker lines once again, looking to start sniping down some of those low HP Dragoons. Going forward, sniping some Templar. SnOw not paying attention for a moment. He was looking elsewhere. Zerglings in the rally point as well, actually sniping down a bunch of Templar. This is really good stuff for Sacsri. Getting rid of some of those rallying Templar is going to make a big difference here. Ling there, getting cleared. Sacsri, that base in top left is just about done. As soon as that's done, the Nidus is going to connect to it. And I think Sacsri will be able to hold that base. So SnOw actually needs to get more bases online. Maybe go down to bottom right. Start to try to secure that. SnOw, I think, just going to now possibly discover top left. Some Zealots are in the area. Maybe sent up there to go and check for that. Zealots being sent down to bottom right once again to check for that. But he's actually moving over here towards the third. Not a lot of forces over here, actually. Not a lot of forces indeed. Templar are going to come around this side. Can they actually get a storm on the ramp as all the reinforcements trying to come up? The Defiler goes down. That's a huge kill. You're getting on top of these evolution chambers as well. The evolution chambers are starting to go down. Oh no. That was, I think, +2 armor that was denied there. Maybe +3? I'm not sure. Just gotta click on one of these Lings. Or Hydra. Love to see if that, which upgrade was actually denied. But a few lurkers up here on this high ground. Nidus is done, but maybe there's not a Defiler. He actually needs a Defiler here right now. There is that Defiler. Storm's actually doing the bulk of the work here. Most of the heavy lifting. There's not enough stuff pumping through for Sacsri. Where are all the units? All right, quite a few more Lings pop through. He's actually going for the counter, heading directly towards the mineral only. So many Lings are being sent up here. Again, probably going to be denied by a bunch of good storms. Oh my God, look at the Lings just absolutely melt there. That was an insane number of Lings that was sent over to that base and got almost nothing done because of the storm. This is what makes me feel like Protoss is so OP, guys. There's nothing like Storm that just kill absolutely everything. Your entire army. And everything that's rallying behind it as well. It's just crazy how much damage that can do. Lurker coming down here. That's going to get killed. There's actually an opportunity he could have run up this ramp. But SnOw just going to back off for now. Wants to reinforce this. Pull together some more units and get a few more Templar rallies going so he has more Storm to try and break this. Sacsri has a lot of units at his rally point. But he's letting things get up the ramp. That's not too good. His Archons are going to get right up on top of here. Can he get the Nidus Canal? Wait, where is everything? Oh my gosh, Sacsri. Oh, that's so bad. Sacsri just lost his base. I think it's over, guys. With the Nidus going down like that, we're back down to even bases once again. Sacsri just going to hide his drones underground, but the observers are here. He will be able to clear that out. Again, another attack into this mineral only. Another storm clearing like 12 Lings. More Lings being brought forward, but that's it. That's it. GG. Sacsri leaves this game. SnOw takes game number 1. Oof. A very nice control game from SnOw. All right, game number 2. We're hopping right in. SnOw, bottom left. Sacsri, top right. Opening up with an overpool here. And what will we see from SnOw? He's actually gathering up a lot of minerals, and I don't see a gateway or a forge. And Nexus First is on the way. Nexus First against Sacsri. It seems like a good play. Now, Sacsri, he's not that aggressive. He's not much of a crazy aggressive player. He's much more prone to opening with a more macro-centric style. It's not... I'm sure he can do a Hydra Bust, but I don't feel like it's his style, man. I really think that he's more of a macro player, so... Or some sort of Ling all-in, something like that. No, I don't see it happening from Sacsri. Maybe if he keeps Nexus Firsting over and over again, if SnOw just keeps being greedy, we might see Sacsri go for something like that, but just doing it like a one-off time like this, Nexus First, the chances of you getting busted here are so incredibly low, and so Sacsri, he's going to build a couple pairs of Lings, most likely. Have a probe come over here, help push this one away. Oh, he's actually got the moving shot, too. Oh, you got to go back and get the pilot, or got to go back and get the cannon. What are we doing? It's a little bit crazy. SnOw going up to more than 200 minerals before having a cannon, but he's okay. Oh, hold on. Wait, Lings are already here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Lings are already here. I thought that this is just the first 2 Lings, but look at that. Lings already across the map. Just the 2, though. Just the 2. Forcing a lot of lost mining time here, that's for sure. Can actually get a kill on one of these Lings. So close. And I'm going to finish up here, but it's taking quite a bit of damage. Not going to get any shots on those Lings. That's pretty frustrating. Sacsri getting a lot done with only 4 Lings having been made. One of them does die. Slowing down this gas geyser a little bit. This is excellent for Sacsri. So he's getting his macro build going, and he's at the same time slowing down SnOw just a tiny bit. So this is fantastic. Of course, the Nexus First build is super strong. SnOw can definitely handle those losses. Those small losses in mining time are not going to hurt him that badly, and he's really going to start to put on the pressure here. Slowing down the gas at all is quite good, but I don't think he slowed it down enough. This Corsair is still going to be crazy fast with the Nexus First, so We'll see, guys. We'll see how this one pans out. We've already got the Zealot coming into the third. He's still trying to track down this probe, but the Zealot is here now to start harassing him. That's frustrating to deal with. He's still focusing on the probe for the time being. He really wants to get rid of that. Finally going to pull the Lings away, go out to deal with this Zealot. SnOw probably going to tuck behind that mineral patch once the Lings arrive. Try to force a really difficult trade and then go into the natural with that third Zealot. Very annoying stuff. Wow, Citadel already. Does he have the Stargate, though? I think he has Stargate as well. Didn't get a click on that, but should be Stargate Citadel right off the bat. There's a Spire going down behind the mineral patches, but only 1-to-1 trading here is pretty brutal. Dude, Sacsri going to lose all these Lings, and now the Zealots can come out and just fight the drones. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. This is so bad, guys. That trade was one of the worst I've ever seen. These Zealots getting some amazing value. That's a great drone drill, though. Damn, that drone drill was really on point. Sacsri making up for a little bit of that loss earlier. And yeah, he does have the Corsair about to pop out. You can see Templar Archive's almost done as well. He's going to have a super fast DT. This DT is going to pop out really, really quick. And with this Corsair starting to kill Overlords, things are going to get a little hairy here for Sacsri. First Corsair is out. Good surround on this Zealot, getting rid of that. Might be able to catch this second Zealot. Or maybe run by. No, there's 2 cannons back at home now, so not really a good possibility of a run by here. How close are we on Scourge now? Corsair will definitely get at least this first kill. But he needs to deny anything more from going down. Any more kills on these Overlords is really going to hurt him. It's already been slowed a little bit. There's the first couple of Scourge. He's going to loop around with the Scourge, try to catch. Not delaying those first pair of Scourge long enough. And so the second pair is not going to be able to catch this from an angle and kill it, I don't think. Wait a second. Nope. Scourge give up at that last second. Oh, can he get this? Oh, that's big. That's really big, guys. After bringing that all the way home, SnOw ends up losing his Corsair, his first Corsair. That's pretty rough. That's really going to slow down his timing. And a DT making its way over towards the natural. Can he get anything done? If he went to the third, he would actually have a much better chance. There's a sunken colony on the way, but it's not done yet. DT over here, probably just going to back up. Archon being made. All right. So he's actually expecting maybe some mutas to come out now. Sacsri killed the first Corsair, so maybe there's a good chance of that. I actually don't see a Hydralisk Den. Is that a Hydra Den right there in the front? Maybe it is. Yeah, okay, there's the mutas now. Yeah, SnOw making the right decision. He didn't see a Hydralisk Den anywhere, and so he imagined there must be some amount of mutas being made. And just the 5, the basic 5 here so far. I'm gonna go after some pylons most likely. Oh, he's targeting down the Scourge there with the cannon. That was pretty nice. Actually does get rid of one of the Scourge, but there's way more following this up. And so the Overzerg play is working out kind of great for Sacsri so far. He's going to be able to snipe down quite a few probes. Yeah, getting even some more on the way out. For some more kills here. He does get a connection with those Scourge. Looks like he'll be tracked down. Great split here as well. Really good split from Sacsri. Keep most of these Mutalisks alive. Gonna send all of those back home now. Quite a bit of Lings already. Good sunken colonies, and of course he's got that nice Sim City at the front. Does need to make quite a bit more Scourge. As this army comes in, he could end up losing a lot of Overlords, even though he does have a nice Sim City and the sunken colonies and Lings are on the ground. The air is vulnerable. One Overlord gonna go down here already. And Overlord speed is not quite done. 2 Overlords over at this base are completely vulnerable. And the DT here is gonna go uncontested if he loses all these Overlords. Quite a few more mutas pop out. And we've got these Scourge hitting the skies as well. That is a lot of mutas. 11 here. I'm so shocked that he didn't do this last time. He didn't do this last game, but I'm glad that he's mixing it in now. Sacsri. Completely capable of doing this type of play. I think it's more in his wheelhouse, as someone in chat was mentioning, to go for Sauron, Zerg, ground-based armies, but this is a very solid way to play. Here we go. Corsairs tucked in this bottom corner. How many Scourge can actually connect? Oh my god, that storm. Dude, that storm is insane. That did so much damage. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous damage there on the Scourge, killing nearly every single Scourge. And so these Mutalisks are forced back. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Great control there overall by SnOw. Baiting the Scourge not to be on top of the mineral line and then casting one single storm to get rid of all of them so that he can beat the Mutas in the air. It's going to be a hard road for Sacsri now. He needs to defend this play. He needs to defend this attack. The only way to defend it is by sniping Templar before it comes in. He's actually got to get over here and snipe these Templar as soon as possible. Otherwise, the storms are going to be brutal. Just falling back here. But the Protoss army is going to disengage. I thought he would really pull the trigger on this and just rally Zealots across. But looks like he wants to take a third. He's a little bit worried about losing that whole army. He's happy to just trade out a little bit and back away. SnOw taking the cautious approach here. Sacsri grabbing his 4th base. It's coming online now, right as the 3rd base starts. So I think a well-timed 3rd or 4th base from Sacsri, considering the game and how it's gone so far. He wants to get that online now. We may end up seeing another huge macro game from these two. Vermeer is such a big map. I do enjoy this map quite a bit. So many different bases that you can take. So many different locations to snag. I'm going to see Sacsri spread out his drones a little bit over to that fresh base. At 55 now, he can really start to macro out like a machine. We should see more macro hatches start to go down as well here in a moment, as he fully gets online. Queen's Nest will be coming up soon too, going into that hive, essential for taking on SnOw in the late game. I doubt we'll see him go for just pure layer play, but it's possible. Pure layer play on 4 base, try to deny the 4th of the Protoss player. That is one way to play, but is it the strongest? And is it in Sacsri's wheelhouse? Is this the way he likes to play? I don't think so. Coming in for some kills on these probes. Gonna get a few of those. Got some Scourge here ready to aggress on these Corsairs, but he's not gonna let that connect. And he's setting up for another good storm to just get rid of all those Scourge so that he can deal with these Mutas no problem. Diving in towards this main now. Is there a Templar somewhere in this main that's been hidden from view that can actually get this storm? I don't see it. Here comes the Scourge. There's another great storm right on top of that Nexus again, killing every single Scourge. Dude, SnOw is so good at dealing with this, man. He is so good at handling this, and he gets a storm on the Mutas on their way out as well. I think there's no choice but to switch into Hive here. Sacsri, he's gonna have to set up a big lurker defense and try to switch into Hive here. Otherwise, like, there's nothing to snipe Templar. Really doesn't have the option of just building up mass Hydra and sniping the Templar and then going for the kill, I don't think. Unless after killing some of those Corsairs, he feels like maybe now it's possible. Maybe he can make it happen. Get in there. Nope, there's the big lurker switch. Yeah, this is much more Sacsri-like. We're going to probably take these high grounds here to the left of the screen. Grab that high ground. Take a high ground down to the bottom as well. Maybe this one. And start to really set up like a wall of defense around the map that SnOw just doesn't want to push into. He's not able to get that high ground. Uh-oh. The lurker movement a little bit slow here, which means that these lurkers are gonna get very quickly stormed down, and that high ground has been conceded to SnOw for the time being. Down bottom right-hand corner, Sacsri trying to take another base now. He wants to take that hidden base, while SnOw takes center left. We should have a hive on the way by now, but still a long way off. Army making its way down towards bottom right. That's a pretty sizable army. He should be able to lurker block the ramp, but that's only going to buy him so much time. He doesn't have he doesn't have hive done yet, and so without hive, you can't get a nidus down to that corner. SnOw going to push in towards this area. He's trying to get a storm up to the front. The Templar are kind of stuck at the back for now. Storm should be going off here soon. There we go. Get some storms going. Army should be looping around the back of this. Sacsri could trap this army in this little corner here and wipe it out. Lurkers are going to be brought forward. Shoring up these defenses for now. Hydras moving around the backside. He is going to try and surround this army and kill it. SnOw still has the opening, still has the ability to run out of this position for the time being, but it's slowly getting surrounded, slowly getting cut off from its reinforcements. Hydra's moving forward even further, trying to snipe down a few more of these Templar. That storm is huge. Huge storm in this back line. The units that decided to wrap around are not going to be able to crush and kill this army. And GG, SnOw gets in there with a big old timing, wrecking down this fourth base, and Sacsri forced to tap out. Got a little greedy there trying to get that base in bottom right while getting this hive going. It gets split down the middle. Sacsri down here in the bottom right. SnOw in the top right. We're on Radion now. And Sacsri having a bit of a struggle, even in these late game situations. Having a hard time busting through SnOw, really getting into his game plan. Has been a challenge. And even when he's there, SnOw able to match him. Able to match that energy and just plow through these bases. Sacsri kind of going the way I was expecting, guys. Not too surprised. SnOw, it has become an absolute beast in this matchup. Was so well known as a PvT specialist for such a long time. His ASL record reflects that. Having a pretty low win rate against Zerg overall. But he's really cleaned up his play. Look at this. Sacsri going for a 9-pool. 9-pool drone extractor trick. It's likely going to be making 6 lings and looking to pressure. This is the type of thing that I would say, you know, Sacsri probably wouldn't do. But after the Nexus first last game, and SnOw didn't fully defend that properly, Sacsri's probably thinking, man, if only I had 6 lings instead of just 2 making my way up. Maybe I could have overwhelmed SnOw and gotten a really big advantage. This time he's going to have those 6 lings, but it's a gateway from SnOw. Still, it could go Sacsri's way. If he just makes pure lings with a build like this, he could end up overwhelming the first couple of zealots. And look at this. SnOw went cross-map scout, then to top left. That is really going to slow his scout down. So he has no idea that there's a ton of lings heading his way right now. 6 lings. Another follow-up of 2, perhaps. Making their way forward now. There's 2 zealots here with a probe. Going to be able to defend this gateway, most likely. However, going to start to hit the buildings on the outside. And wait for a mistake from SnOw. Can we force one of these links past? Doing a pretty good job so far, having the probe in the wall. And a third zealot has now popped out. Looks like SnOw will defend this, no problem. Some really solid play from SnOw. Recognizing his position, immediately throws down the forge. If he hadn't thrown down this forge here and tried to go for the Nexus before forge, he might have been in a little trouble. Had to defend on the ramp with the probe and zealot, and it's hard on this tile set. The space tile set ramp is very big, so absolutely making the right choice here. SnOw on the fly throws down the forge. Now he's in a great spot. This 9 pool has done nothing, absolutely nothing, but force out the early forge. And now it's going to be pushed all the way back with two zealots making their way down here to contest these lings. Gonna have a couple more sets of lings coming out soon. Really doesn't want to allow these zealots to get behind the mineral patches, so he's trying to take a fight with these that's actually reasonable. Oh, this is pretty good. Actually, SnOw kind of mistargeting there. Looks like he will clean this up pretty successfully. Only 3 lings were lost for 2 zealots. Not bad at all. SnOw doing 2 hits and then backing up. And then the zealots switch targets. Not the best. You want to actually kill some of these lings right off the bat. Try to target the lings that have already been attacked. Lower that DPS and you can start to win that fight. But Sacsri gets the better end of that stick. That zealot, hungry for blood. He just steps out. One-shots that ling there. It's a Warwick zealot. He smelled blood in the water. Little shark. Managing to pick up that kill is nice. The fact remains, though, SnOw has lost a couple of zealots. Sacsri can really start to get into his build now. Gonna move out with another 3 zealots. That seems a little crazy to me. If he moves out again and loses all these zealots again, it's gonna start to get a little bad. Sacsri will be able to drone completely free, knowing that there's not an incoming attack. He moved out with the zealots and forced a good number of extra lings, so you know, maybe this is okay. Stopping the drone production for a little bit by just moving out that far is pretty nice. Oh wow, he's still building lings, guys. Even more lings are on the way. So this might be an overcommitment from Sacsri. He's actually damaged his economy a little bit with the number of lings he's produced. He actually needs to fight the zealots and kill them all now. A second cannon has been made, and it's natural. So SnOw's not too worried about a counter or about a run by here. Even a third cannon gonna start. That's interesting. He's worried about something coming his way, but he kills the Overlord, and now he's pretty confident that he can hold off a Hydralisk attack. Just needs to get a DT out, so he will cancel that third cannon. Zealot's still thinking about moving up, but they're not committing. Now the lings are going to come in, try to surround this completely. Let's see if he can get the full surround. No, he's going to try and run by. Oh, that's crazy. He went for the run by, but the probes are there in time, so he won't be able to get through into the main. That's a little rough for Sacsri. He's having a hard time here, guys. Pray for Sacsri, guys. F in the chat for Sacsri. He's really struggling here, trying to get something done against SnOw, and SnOw's just blocking absolutely everything. We got a Hydralisk Den finishing up. Some Scourge are out. Maybe he can dive a Corsair or something? No, he's not really going to be able to do that either. You can bring a Ling forward and have the Ling tank the damage and then dive on top. That's a high-level move for a Zerg player. Because these Protoss players will usually, once they're on top of the cannons, just forget that they are vulnerable to Scourge. So it's possible. Oh, wow. This Corsair going out just for the scouting information. He really wants to make sure that there's not a Hydralisk, like, pre-storm timing coming his way. He's going to get in here and see a good number of Hydras have been made, but I don't think this scares SnOw into thinking that a pre-storm bust is coming. Oh, Corsair goes down over here. This Corsair is still very vulnerable, but what I was saying before, you can make a few Corsairs send Lings forward to tank the cannon shots, and for us players, generally these Corsairs back at home, they won't be getting controlled or paid attention to because they're considered safe sitting over top of the cannon, so you can get some snipes. Can be very powerful. Actually, sniping a bunch of Corsairs with a move like that can be a great preamble to an Ogre Zerg gamer play where you just have a bunch of mutas in production, then you fly in, snipe all the Corsairs, and then you come right in with the follow-up mutalist play. DT is out here, but he's not going to get surrounded and killed. It is some sort of pre-storm timing that's being put together here by Sacsri. He's got a lot of Lings here with this force. A lot of Hydras here are banging at the door. Is he actually going to be able to bust through? SnOw gave up a lot to try and make sure that this wouldn't happen. Probes getting on top of all this is pretty strong. He's actually getting some really good surrounds on these Hydras to kill off a lot of these Lings and Hydras with just pure probes. SnOw adding on some more cannons behind this. He should have Storm now. Storm should be done. This pre-storm bust timing is over. Sacsri sitting back at home with 27 workers only. And not a whole lot of workers have been lost for SnOw. He's still making Hydras. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. I think we might have Sacsri just try to go for it here. I think there's 2 more storms available. That's a little bit scary. Okay, no, he makes another round of drones. Going up to 37. These extra Hydras were just for if he could break through, maybe these follow-up Hydras can, you know, close the deal, can seal the deal here in the natural, but he wasn't able to get through, and so he delayed his drone production even that little bit more. SnOw's going to be feeling very happy about his position. He has a great spot to take this game. He's got 49 workers already. And Sacsri is getting a little bit greedy here, going up to 42 immediately, maybe even higher than that. Actually needs some additional tech or just full Hydralist production, Lurker tech, Mutalist tech. Something needs to be made by Sacsri here soon. Just pure Hydra is not going to cut it against the army that SnOw is putting together. He's already got his gateways done. Ready to start piling out Dragoons, Zealots, and Templar to just overwhelm these forces. Only now getting the 6th hatch online. Sacsri struggling a little bit at 45 workers. You can really produce a lot of stuff, though, on 3 base. 45 workers is like that magic number on 3 base. 6 hatch economy, where you can just make tons of Hydras and a lot of Lurkers. You can see his gas is getting quite high. Ooh, a drop going around the outside. DT plus Templar is a very nice combo. You drop the DT, force all of the drones to be pulled, and as they're pulling the drones, you drop the Templar and storm the train, the drone train that's trying to run away. He's done a good job of masking this, of making sure that there's nothing to scout here with these Corsairs leading the charge. Nothing over at this 3rd base. At the same time, going to move out with these Zealots. Try to pressure Sacsri, who's like running around with Hydras basically everywhere. He's drawing these Hydras back into the 3rd. Oh, he's been spotted. Overlord just saw it. Overlord saw it over there on the left-hand side. Hold up. Oh my gosh, the mutas need to go. The mutas need to go over to stop this drop. Sacsri is dealing with these Zealots, but he's actually going to lose so much with this storm, getting a ton of damage here. He's already killed about 10 workers. 10 workers have gone down. There's a DT now in the natural. Get a few more worker kills here. The 4th base died as well. Dude, this is really well done by SnOw. Sacsri, he had the option, he had the ability to shut this down. When the mutas popped out, if he sent them immediately to gun down this shuttle, he would have lost way less. But he chased the Zealots instead. Now sitting here on 35 workers. It's clear that Sacsri just gonna try to deny a third base from SnOw. That is his only goal here. Bring up the mutas, snipe the Templar, overwhelm with Hydras. Do not let a third base come online. He's been denied in his fourth. And with this lack of drones, he's not going to be able to pump fully clean off of 6 hatches. He's got a lot of gas banking up. He's having a hard time getting enough minerals out here to deal with this. Jumping on top of the Templar. That storm is going to actually kill the Templar, so these Dragoons will start to fall. Pure Hydra versus Dragoon. Very good fight for these Hydras. Still pushing forward. There's another couple of High Templar here at the natural, so SnOw not going to die to this, but this is a lot of Dragoons going down, guys. This is a lot of the firepower of the Protoss that's being pushed back and destroyed. Hydras will back off of this natural. Keep the third base down. Do not allow that third base to come up here. That is Sacsri's only goal. Another base in the bottom left. Eventually, you do need a fourth here as Sacsri, but the primary goal stays the same. Another round of mutas will most likely be made here. Another big, 11 mutas coming forward to snipe some more Templars so that the next round of Hydras can do their damage. Not get stormed absolutely to death. Couple of Overlords die. Supply blocking Sacsri. Pure Hydralist fight here. Oh, the storm. Oh my gosh, the storms. Oh no. Coming in from all different angles here is a good idea, but that's so much value out of these few storms that were just cast. Even though it looks like SnOw will lose his whole army, I think this is still a fine trade for him. Look at how far the supplies have dropped. 63 now. 62 supply. We were at 103 before. 103 supply. Down to 63. That's a lot of pain for the Zerg player, and this base is also going to be spotted down in bottom left. Does he even have the units to stop Zealots from just running over that base? He's got to pull everything together and get ready for this attack. 2 Zealots are going to be sent down there. Lurkers are being made. He didn't opt for another round of mutas, and so switching here into Lurker play. This is definitely a punishable moment that SnOw can get in and take advantage of. These 2 Zealots down at bottom left are going to get this hatchery. Most likely, the hatchery probably going to fall here. I don't see much of a reaction from Sacsri in that regard. I think he just wants to come up and try to shut down this third. He has to shut down this third, as I've said. You got to get in here and end this third base, or it's just not going to go well for Sacsri in the long term. He's bringing forward his Lurkers and Hydras going up. He can get between the 2 bases if he gets in the rally point. That is one way that Sacsri can start to make this work. If he gets in the rally point and denies observers, there is a possibility. Oh god, 4 HP on that. So frustrating. Maybe he can get in between these bases, start to shut things down. Lurkers moving forward. A DT is heading down towards bottom center. I don't know if he has any units down there or a sunken colony actually deny that. Looks like he doesn't. Some are going to pop out though. That base goes down bottom left. This is desperation mode now for Sacsri. He has to get in here and end things right now, or it's going to completely go out of control. It's actually going to pull the trigger, moving forward further and further, inch by inch, getting closer to this rally. But SnOw is getting that Dragoon number back up. The switch here into Lurker was not that bad because of how many Dragoons he killed earlier. He killed so many Dragoons earlier, but he's got to split these Lurkers. No, the storm. Oh, the storm is so big. Oh my gosh, everything's dead. I think that's it, guys. Oh my gosh, that storm, absolutely insane. 2 Zealots from bottom left come into that bottom center. They're going to start to get kills here as well. Dragoons surrounding the last Hydra forces. Some storms come down here just to finish things off. Icing on the cake there for our Protoss player. A lot of drones have gone down here at the third. And so Sacsri knows that his time is just about up. SnOw will be taking this one home. Well, there's not a doubt in my mind, but I think Sacsri just kind of processing this loss. Sitting here on 30 workers, man. 30 workers. He's managed, like, look at how close this was, guys. If Sacsri had done that a little better, if he'd actually managed to deny the base, get that kill on the third right then and there with that big army that he'd put together, all those lurkers, and in that case, he would have mined out. SnOw would have mined out. He wouldn't be mining even a single thing right now, and even losing drones, it might have been okay for Sacsri, but SnOw is mining on this third. This army is not looking very strong. This is not looking like a I can kill you right now army. This is looking like a maybe I could skirmish a little bit, but we're not going to overwhelm this force. Eventually, a Templar is going to come out from behind this. Come out and flank this and get a nice storm that Sacsri's not expecting, I imagine. And we're going to see this get completely cleaned up. Sacsri barely able to make anything here. There's the storm from the north that I was talking about. The observers coming forward. Hydras are pushing out into this third base, but that's too many Dragoons, guys. Too many Dragoons, too many storms, and GG is called. Sacsri taps. And there it is. SnOw with a 3-0 lead. But guys, this is the final game, potentially, of this series. Most likely, considering how this has gone so far. We've got SnOw in top left, Sacsri in top right. Sit it out. We're ready to get into this one. Glad you guys have been enjoying the series so far. Loving the support that you guys have given. We made that gems goal again this month. Hopefully we'll get another month of SDS and another nice gems goal. We'll keep this series going for as long as we can. These are videos that haven't really been seen by many people. They're behind a paywall on Starcast TV on SOOP. And yeah, it's kind of like an exclusive series. It's not exactly what we thought it was when we first started, unfortunately, but this is some fun games nonetheless. I've been enjoying this quite a bit. It's awesome to see best of sevens between some of these great players. I think this match is kind of a mismatch, Sacsri versus SnOw. But regardless, we've had a lot of really nice matchups in the past. Here is SnOw starting out with the Zealot, sending it straight across the map. Overpool from Sacsri is going to get underway here. Nothing left to lose. What is Sacsri going to pull out this game? He's tried a number of different builds. He's tried a number of different styles. Drone not mining. That's rough. Only on 11 drones here. That's a 10th of our economy. Giving up 10% of his mineral income. Probably a little less than that because you're not you're beyond fully saturated. It's pretty close to 10%. There's also mineral patches that do better. I'm sure those are mining already. Mineral patches that are a little faster than others, so maybe a little less than 10%, but still a big blow to not be mining there. I'm sure he's fixed that by now, but we're gonna have a third Zealot out here soon. Another little one tap there from the Zealot, finishing off one of these Lings. Forge in the main once again. He's gonna go ahead. Oh, the catch here is actually huge. Wait. That's big. That is very, very big. SnOw making a mistake there. Letting these Lings catch his second Zealot. That third Zealot pops out. Now it's just two. He can run by. He can absolutely run by this. Get into that main base with a couple of these Lings. Yeah, you're not going to be able to block all of these. That is for sure. Oh, okay, good block there with the probe. That was pretty sick. He could make a pylon here. If he makes a pylon, he's an absolute god. Okay, he just blocks with the probe. Still a god. So sick. Generally, when you get some lings into the Protoss main, it's such a pain for the Protoss to clear. But SnOw takes it in stride. Easily handles the cleanup there. And this is looking rough for Sacsri, man. He's thrown away a lot of lings. Only got 1 or 2 probes, like 1 probe, I think. That is truly rough. Pretty open natural here for SnOw. But Sacsri not confident enough to just go for a ling all-in or something like that. He might be waiting for the Zealots to move so that he can run by. But I don't think that SnOw will make that mistake. He's got that very open wall, and he doesn't have the need of going out there to put pressure onto Sacsri. He's just happy to sit here in his wall, make sure that nothing happens. Hydra Den is done. We're going to see a Hydra all-in from Sacsri. Of course, it could be a less all-in version of the Hydralisk bus. That is possible, but I'm expecting Sacsri to just go for it here. He sees the wall in. It's not the best. He can't actually... he can't kill the Forge, which is a little bit scary. There's no Forge at the natural. Forge was made in the main. And Cybernetic Core made in the main as well. Starting 3 cannons. Might even start a 4th. 3 cannons is pretty solid. You're probably going to be okay with 3 cannons. Hydra's coming up. I think he just spots this now with the receding vision. Has a good number of Zealots with this Gateway first. It's hard to Hydra bust a Gateway first player, because the number of Zealots is pretty darn high. Cannon gonna come up here in the front. Can he actually start to hit this gateway? Just barely. Barely gonna get that on the angle. Oh, this Hydra can't do anything. Yeah, Hydra taking a lot of damage there for nothing. I don't see any more. Hatchery's getting thrown down here, so maybe Sacsri just gonna keep building Hydras and try to bust through? Is that the right choice? Oh, okay, now there's a hatchery coming up. Okay, so he will try to transition out of this. But man, this really doesn't feel good. If I'm looking at it from a Zerg perspective, you built a ton of Hydras. You weren't really making drones. You didn't kill any of the Zealots. You didn't get the gateway. And you can't even kill the Forge either. This is not feeling good. 1 iota. I'm not feeling happy about this at all if I'm Zerg here. He's brought together quite a lot of Lings and Hydras. He is going to jump on top of this, try to gun down as many probes as he can, maybe. The probe pull seems a little preemptive, but yeah, he's going to target down as many probes as he can during this. Only 2 cannons are firing here, so it's great for Sacsri to just back up, start to kill probes. The probes are getting in the way, dealing some damage. Not a lot of Hydras are following this up, so he should get the gateway, but probably not much more. How many probes did he kill? I don't think it's enough. 34 probes remain to the 25 drones. We get this other pylon here. Only 3 cannons left. 2 Zealots as well. As this next round of Hydras arrives, maybe he can pull the trigger on this. Maybe he can go forward again. I think he will try it. Is it possible? Sacsri gonna actually break through here. That's a lot of extra hatcheries coming online. Just target down some probes. Not able to do that either. Kills off a cannon there that was warping in at the edge. But SnOw sees everything. You're definitely transitioning. He is fully aware of the transitioning coming. Gonna start to get some gateways here, knowing that not that follow-up attack from Sacsri, that's for sure. 3 cannons, 4 cannons, gonna be enough to hold on for the time being. Sacsri still, I think, at a deficit, but we'll see how this one plays out. Again, he wasn't able to kill the Forge, and so SnOw is just pumping away at those upgrades. Sacsri delayed his upgrades quite a bit in order to get this Hydra attack going. And so we're probably going to see like 2-1 on these Zealots by the time +1 comes online. It's going to be pretty strong for SnOw. We're up to 37 drones now. There's +1 armor as well. Okay. Double upgrade. I like it. Having the double upgrade on the way is nice. But he is already 2 upgrades behind, and he's going to be 3 upgrades behind. Or actually, no. The 1-1 will finish before that 3rd upgrade, I guess. So, for now, just 2 upgrades behind. Gonna slowly start to catch up a little bit here. We'll see if that comes online before SnOw gets the push going. Pretty good number of Hydras out on the map. He's up to that 38 worker count. Not quite where you want to be. You need another about 7 workers to hit that 6-hatch Hydra production level. The lair was quite late this game, so there might be a chance he hides a spire somewhere on the map. At one of these bases, hide that spire and go into a Mutilus transition. There it is in the main, but Lurker's already on the way, so most likely it'll just be spire for Scourge. And then the Lurker's going to be the main play. Up to 50 workers now. I think we're going to see a 4th base. Sacsri building up a gas count. A gas bank. We'll be able to make a lot of Lurkers here soon. And start to secure this 4th. This is a pretty decent map to try and take a 4th on quickly. You've got the 4th is kind of between your natural and your 3rd. Which leads to kind of a nice ring of defense. But there are quite a few different options for the Protoss player to attack into you. Then come down along this lane in the top. Go through a really tight bottleneck and try to force the army to clump up and eat big storms. You can also go through the middle with a really big spread of Dragoons. You can get a lot of DPS going. Or you could go around the bottom side, try to sneak into this 3rd base, and then storm everything that comes up to support through this narrow choke we got on screen there. We'll see what option SnOw decides to attempt. I imagine he's going to go straight through the middle, straight down the middle. Maybe send some Zealot counterattacks here and there. Make sure that another base doesn't come up. Sacsri, for his part, I hope that he's got his Queen's Nest already on the way, a 3rd evolution chamber, and just gearing up for the super late game. Don't see Hive started just yet. But we don't even have a 3rd base started here for SnOw, so he's going to hit this 2-base timing. Sacsri, in the meanwhile, is going to be really stacking up these units. I actually don't see a Queen's Nest anywhere, guys. He might be delaying this because he's expecting this big attack to come in, and he needs absolutely all of his units, all of his money going into forces and units to deal with this. To set up Lurkers here on the top side. So this is the angle of attack for SnOw. Coming in towards this natural. That means that Hydras are going to be standing on high ground here at the bottom of this army. The south side of this army. Storm there completely whiffs. Observer is way back. It's only the 1 observer, so he's really got to be careful with it. Hydras looping around the backside. These are actually going to catch some reinforcements. Reinforcements coming through are going to get caught by this. Hitting the rear of the army right now. Hydra's getting stormed pretty badly. That's a lot of storm that SnOw has brought together for this attack. So many storms going down here. Sacsri got to take this a little bit slower. Hydra's getting cleaned up here at the backside. Oh my god, Sacsri just taps out. No way. That's how it's going to go, huh? Ooh, Sacsri gets taken down. A little bit of a rough series here, guys. Breaks my Zerg heart. SnOw just claps through Sacsri here. A straight up 4-0 has been achieved. Damn, all right. Well, going into this SnOw series this afternoon is feeling a little bit better. Getting some confidence for my boy SnOw here. Been cheering for this guy for a long time, hoping that he would eventually take home a title. Maybe this will be his year. Maybe he can finally make it happen. That's what I would love to see. Where is it? I can put up my sign. I had a snapshot in damn it, where is it? I can't find it right now. It's got to be here somewhere. Myself holding up a sign at the ASL a couple of seasons ago. I was going to put it up here. I put it up before. Thought I knew where it was. Gotta put it in this proper folder. Looks like I can't find it here. SnOw, absolutely a big fan of this guy. I hope he goes really, really far. I'm cheering for best as well. Maybe we can get a Protoss victory. It's been a long time since we had a Protoss victory. Mostly due to the power of Sulky. He's just been crushing it lately. Absolutely crushing it. There I am. I've got it. There it is. That's me at the ASL 2 seasons ago. And I've still got this poster, by the way. Still got this poster here at home. It's in my closet. Was a lot of fun, guys. If you can make it out to the ASL, get to South Korea, I definitely recommend it. If you're not able to, I totally understand. It's quite a commitment to fly all the way over there. You can go ahead and watch the live stream, though. Definitely recommend that if you're not going to join in. If you're not going to head all the way down to Korea, come and join in the live stream. It's here on SOOP, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope we're going to get a more even series next time. This is not my favorite way to end. I much prefer to see a much closer series between two players who are able to take us along all the way to Game 7. We are done for this week, guys. That is it. Oh, no. Yes, that's it. It's the 5th, and this is the end of the month. Oh, my goodness. This is our end of the SOOP Duel Series 2, guys. A lot has happened. A lot has taken place. We've seen some amazing matchups. We've seen some not so amazing matchups. I think I put this in the secondary category. But another 30 days of SOOP Duel Series. Actually, 20 full matches. So Another 20 matches of the SOOP Duel Series has concluded. I'll be letting you guys know if we get if we get a SOOP Duel Series 3. Because I would certainly be happy about that. I think that we deserve it, that we've brought the numbers out here. Our live channel viewers has not been that high, unfortunately. Only getting around 20 average viewers per stream, but you guys have done such a great job donating. And I think we're growing here slowly. It's also during the ASL season, so gotta cut us some slack here. There might be more viewers in the off season. A lot of you guys are still catching up on ASL, don't want to get spoiled, and of course watching that's got to be the first priority, so it's understandable. Anyways, guys, everyone who's out there watching live, and those of you on YouTube, I really appreciate you sticking with this series. Leave a comment, like the video, do what you can to support it, guys. I'm taking off here. I'm not gonna do a full anti-spoiler. This is too long to make an anti-spoiler for. Like, I'm not gonna do a 45-minute podcast here so that people know how this series went. I think we're all pretty clear on who should win this. And so maybe you just want to watch to see the glory of SnOw and how he's able to dispatch Sacsri. Thanks, Siege Captain. Thank you guys for being here. This season's been a lot of fun. I hope we get many more to come. I'm going to sign off now. Go ahead and rest my voice. ASL tonight. ASL tonight. We got SnOw in there versus Rain PvP. Get ready for that, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure to make an account, follow the stream, like the videos. We've got the clean stream for the SOOP for ASL, courtesy of Starcraft TV. And so that's been a lot of fun. That's been a real dream for me. I'm really enjoying that so very much. And this is just an awesome little bonus on the side. SOOP Duel Series. We hope will continue. I'll be letting you guys know about that on my YouTube channel. Shout out to the Patreon supporters. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Thank you for watching. See you next time.